John Archer Lejeune was a United States Marine Corps Lieutenant General and the 13th Commandant of the Marine Corps. Lejeune had nearly 40 years' service in the Marine Corps, including commanding the U.S. Army's 2nd Division during World War I. His service with the Marine Corps after he retired was as the 5th Superintendent at the Virginia Military Institute. Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina was named in his honor during World War II. Lejeune is often referred to in the present day as being the greatest of all leathernecks, and the Marine's Marine. Biography. Lejeune was born on January 10, 1867 at the Old Hickory Plantation near Lacour, Louisiana in Pointe Coupee Parish. He was the son of Confederate States Army Captain Ovid Lejeune. He attended the preparatory program at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge from September 1881 to April 1884, leaving to prepare for the entrance exam for the U.S. Naval Academy. Subsequently, he secured an appointment as a midshipman at the United States Naval Academy, from which he graduated in 1888, ranking second academically in his class of 32 midshipmen. At the completion of a 2-year course as a midshipman, he chose service in the Marine Corps. He was commissioned a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps on the 25th of July 1890. U.S. Marine Corps career. 1890s. After receiving his Marine Corps commission, Lejeune reported to Marine Barracks, New York on the 31st of March 1890 for Marine Corps indoctrination and instruction. He reported for duty to the Marine Barracks, Norfolk, Virginia on the 3rd of November 1890. While in Norfolk, he met Ellie Harrison Murder. They were engaged just before he began his sea duty. For the 1st of October 1891 to the 28th of July 1893, Lejeune served on board US Bennington and was promoted to first lieutenant on the 26th of February 1892. On the 28th of August 1893, he reported for duty at the Norfolk Barracks, where he served until the 31st of July 1897. While stationed in Norfolk again, he married Miss Murder on the 23rd of October 1895. On the 2nd of August 1897, Lejeune assumed command of the Marine Guard of the US Cincinnati, where he served throughout the Spanish-American War. On the morning of the 9th of August 1898, he commanded the approximately 30-man landing party at Cape San Juan, Puerto Rico that covered the withdrawal of 35 U.S. Navy bluejackets from US Amphitrite and 60 civilian refugees from the town of Fajardo that had been quartered at the Cape San Juan light that the sailors had defended against a force of approximately 200 Spanish troops and civil guard the previous night during the Battle of Fajardo. He was detached from Cincinnati on the 17th of February 1899, and on the 18th of February 1899, joined the US Massachusetts to command the Marine Guard. He was promoted to captain on the 3rd of March 1899, and left his position on the Massachusetts on the 10th of May 1900. For the 3rd of July 1900 to the 12th of November 1900, Captain Lejeune performed recruiting duty at Boston, Massachusetts, and on the 22nd of November 1900 reported at the Marine Barracks, Pensacola, Florida, to command the Marines. From the 12th of January 1903 to the 21st of January 1903, Captain Lejeune was on duty at the Norfolk Barracks, going to recruiting duty at New York City on the 26th of January 1903. He was promoted to major on the 3rd of March 1903 and was on duty at Headquarters Marine Corps. in Washington, D.C. from the 15th of May 1903 to the 8th of August 1903. On the 8th of August 1903, Major Lejeune was ordered to US Panther to command the Marine Battalion on board that vessel, joining the 16th of August 1903. On the 23rd of October 1903, the battalion, with Lejeune in command, was transferred to US Dixie. For the 16th of December 1903 to the 21st of December 1904, Major Lejeune was on duty ashore on the Isthmus of Panama in command of this battalion, leaving there on the latter date on board US Yankee. From the 27th of January 1905 to the 20th of May 1906, Lejeune served at the Marine Barracks, Washington, D.C. He then returned to Panama in command of a battalion of Marines from the 29th of May to the 6th of July 1906, the battalion being transported both ways on board US Columbia. This was detached duty, and on the 29th of March 1907, Major Lejeune was detached from command of the Washington Barracks and ordered to the Philippines. His family, his wife and 3 daughters accompanied him on this overseas duty. Arriving in the Philippines on the 2nd of May 1907, Lejeune assumed command of the Marine Barracks and Naval Prison, Navy Yard, Cavite. On the 6th of May 1907, he assumed command of the 1st Brigade of Marines on the 15th of June 1908 and was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel on the 13th of May 1909. He was detached on the 8th of June 1909 and ordered to return to the United States. He then attended the U.S. Army War College, graduating in 1910. Lieutenant Colonel Lejeune embarked on board US Ohio on the 26th of May 1912 with the 2nd Regiment, 1st Provisional Brigade Marines for Cuba. He disembarked at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba on the 8th of June 1912 and was in command of the District of Santiago from the 9th of June to the 14th of July 1912. On the 15th of July 1912, Lejeune embarked on board US Prairie and sailed for Colon, Panama. July 18 to 29, 1912 was spent at Camp Elliott, Panama. The Marine Corps Association was founded on April 25, 1911 at Guantanamo Bay by the officers of the 1st Provisional Marine Brigade, under command of Colonel Littleton W. T. Waller. Although the 1st Provisional Marine Brigade disbanded shortly after, the MCA remained active. 2 years later, again at Guantanamo Bay, officers of the 2D Provisional Marine Brigade, commanded by Colonel Lincoln Carmody, formally organized the Marine Corps Association. Colonel Carmody appointed then Lt. Colonel John A. Lejeune as its first head of the executive board. After returning to the United States, Lejeune was again called upon for expeditionary duty. He sailed from Philadelphia the 20th of February 1913 as second in command of the 1st Regiment, 2nd Provisional Brigade Marines and disembarked the 27th of February 1913 at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Then Lt. Colonel Lejeune became the first head of the Marine Corps Association with the goal of professional advancement among Marines. He returned to Philadelphia on board US Prairie on the 2nd of May 1913. On the 27th of November 1913, Lejeune sailed from New York with the 2nd Advanced Base Regiment, his ultimate destination Veracruz, Mexico, but returned to the United States to receive his promotion to colonel on the 25th of February 1914. Colonel Lejeune and his unit eventually landed in Mexico. on the 22nd of April 1914 and participated in the United States occupation of Veracruz. He returned home in December 1914, this time to report to Marine Corps headquarters in Washington, D.C., to become assistant to the Major General Commandant of the Marine Corps. He was promoted to Brigadier General on the 29th of August 1916. World War I. With the outbreak of World War I, Lejeune assumed command of the newly constructed Marine Barracks, Quantico, Virginia. However, his overseas service was inevitable, and in June 1918, he arrived at Brest, France. He was promoted to Major General the 1st of July 1918. Upon reporting to the commander of the American Expeditionary Forces, he was assigned to command a brigade of the 32nd Division and assumed command of the 4th Brigade of Marines of the 2nd Division immediately following the attack of the division in the Battle of Soissons. On the 28th of July 1918, Major General Lejeune assumed command of the 2nd Division and remained in that capacity until August 1919, when the unit was demobilized. He was the second Marine officer to hold an Army divisional command, and following the armistice he led his division in the march into Germany. During that war, he was recognized by the French government as a strategist and leader, as evidenced by the Legion of Honor and the Croix de Guerre bestowed upon him by France. General John J. Pershing awarded Lejeune the U.S.Army's Distinguished Service Medal. The Navy Distinguished Service Medal was conferred upon him when he returned to the United States following the occupation of Germany. In October 1919, he again was appointed Commanding General Marine Barracks, Quantico, Virginia. Commandant of the Marine Corps. Lejeune was appointed as Major General Commandant of the Marine Corps on the 1st of July 1920. Subsequent to the time, he left his headquarters at Washington several times for tours of inspection in Haiti, Santo Domingo, Cuba, Puerto Rico, to the West Coast and elsewhere. Upon the expiration of his second term as commandant, Lejeune indicated his desire not to retire from the Marine Corps, but was relieved as commandant in March 1929. United States Marine Corps League founder. The Marine Corps League is the only congressionally chartered United States Marine Corps-related veterans organization in the United States. Its congressional charter was approved by the 75th U.S. Congress and signed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt on August 4, 1937. The organization credits its founding, in 1923, to legendary Marine Corps Commandant John A. Lejeune. Retirement, VMR, and death. On the 10th of November 1929, Lejeune retired in order to accept the position of Superintendent of the Virginia Military Institute, serving there over 8 years until October 1937. In February 1942, he was advanced to the rank of Lieutenant General on the Marine Corps retired list. In 1930, Lejeune was elected as an honorary member of the Virginia Society of the Cincinnati. Lejeune died the 20th of November 1942 in the Union Memorial Hospital, Baltimore, Maryland, and was interred in the Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors. Marine Corps Birthday Message. In the Marine Corps' annual celebration of the establishment of the Marine Corps on November 10, 1775 at Tun Tavern, the following message from Major John A. Lejeune is read: Marine Corps Orders. Number 47 Headquarters U.S. Marine Corps, Washington, November 1, 1921, 759. The following will be read to the command on the 10th of November, 1921, and hereafter on the 10th of November of every year. Should the order not be received by the 10th of November, 1921, it will be read upon receipt. On November 10, 1775, a Corps of Marines was created by a resolution of Continental Congress. Since the date, many thousand men have borne the name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of its long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which will bear comparison with that of the most famous military organizations in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. For the Battle of Trenton to the Argonne, Marines have won foremost honors in war, and in the long eras of tranquility at home, generation after generation of Marines have grown gray in war in both hemispheres and in every corner of the 7 seas, that our country and its citizens might enjoy peace and security. In every battle and skirmish since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it we have also received from them the eternal spirit, which has animated our Corps from generation to generation and has been the distinguishing mark of the Marines in every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in the future as they have been in the past, and the men of our nation will regard us as worthy successors to the long line of illustrious men who have served as soldiers of the sea since the founding of the Corps. John A. Lejeune, Major General, Commandant, 75,705, 21 military awards. Lejeune's military decorations and awards include honors: U.S. Postal Service Honor. On November 10, 2005, the United States Postal Service issued the Distinguished Marines stamps in which Lejeune was honored. Statues and memorials. On November 10, 2000, a life-sized bronze statue of Lejeune was unveiled on the grounds of the Pointe Coupee Parish Courthouse in New Roads, Louisiana. Patrick F. Taylor, Chairman and CEO of Taylor Energy Company, along with the retired Marine Corps Major General Ronald G. Richard, were in attendance. Taylor, who financed the Lejeune statue project, joined the Marine Corps Officer Training Program as a student at Louisiana State University, but a heart problem kept him from receiving his commission. Taylor commissioned sculptor Patrick Dane Miller to fashion it to be historically accurate. Statues of Lejeune also stand outside the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Virginia, in the center of the traffic circle aboard MCB Camp Lejeune NC, outside of Lejeune Hall at the United States Naval Academy, outside of Lejeune Hall on MCB Quantico, VA, and a Louisiana War Memorial in downtown Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and next to the destroyer Uskid. Namesakes. Lejeune, legendary among Marines and often referred to as the greatest of all leathernecks, served with the Marine Corps for over 40 years. In his honor, the following bear his name: Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. U.S. Lejeune, Navy transport ship. Lejeune Hall, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Lejeune Hall, Quantico, Virginia. Lejeune Hall, Louisiana State University. Lejeune Hall, United States Naval Academy. Lejeune Hall, Virginia Military Institute. Lejeune High School, Jacksonville, North Carolina. John A. Lejeune Lodge No. 350A, F and Amp A. M, Quantico, Virginia.